Welcome back to Steep in the Woods. I'm Josh, and this is our off-grid mountaintop homestead. That's our tiny house. This is our spring barrels here. We got 100 gallons squirreled up from a little hillside mountaintop spring here. And today, hopefully, if I work hard enough, is about getting that water to the kitchen sink. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to involve 12-volt pumps, solar panels, PEX piping, and a lot of work. So, get you something to drink, get you some popcorn or whatever, and come along with us. All this was done on the super cheap. So, if you ain't got a lot of money and you're thinking about taking this avenue of life, this will be a great video for you. And if you have a ton of money, you just want to see somebody fumble around and make do with almost nothing, hey, you might get some enjoyment out of it too. So come on. Alright, this is the PEX tubing. I've already ran it to the house. We just need to connect it. This is our feed line for the house. It's on the second barrel. You want to keep it in a cycle. I went with PEX because I already bought the tool and it's what I knew. You can use the black stuff. There ain't a thing wrong with that should you choose to do it. I'm just a beast of habit here. This was a couple more dollars, but like I say, I had the tool and I knew how to use it. I was familiar with finding the fittings for it. So that's what I did, but it is not mandatory by any means. Got this little pocket boy saw here and some arbitrary amount, I guess. It really is the easiest thing in the whole world. You just slide your pipe on, put your little crimping ring on it. You got your tool here, you know, and you just crimp that ring down. The tool automatically springs back out whenever it's, you know, at the correct crimpness or whatever. Now we have a pipe connected to our water supply that is run to the house. It's not, our sink is taller than this point, so we have to put in a 12-volt pump, and I'm going to run it on its own independent system because water is one thing you do not want to do without. We can always tie it in to our main system for the entire house should we need it, but I want it on its own independent system. That way there's a fallback. If you've ever not had water, you know that it's pretty much the worst thing ever. So, got to make sure we always got that water, man. So I'm really just guessing on most of this. Just a little temporary setup. Can always come up with something better on down the line. But for today, need that water. So just do whatever you can, however you can. Because you can always change it later. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing on all these angles and whatnot. Come on. Alright, little flat piece. Looks good to me. Now I got the most crooked 2x4 that was salt treated on the property because you might as well not use a good one. And I'm just looking. What do I think? Let's make it a little bit shorter. Alright, we're going to do a 20-degree cut here because it looks good. Looks good, makes me feel good. Can't be too bad off here. All right. Hey, get back here. Try to make sure he's as straight as possible. Don't have to be perfect. Nothing has ever got to be perfect. Oh yeah, that looks like the perfect height to me. All this is done on the cheap. Doesn't everybody got a ton of money? Tell you what, it's easy to go off-grid if you're rich. Ain't nothing special about it. But it's hard to go off-grid if you're poor. Yeah. There we go. One real cheap salt treated 2x4, one little scrap piece of privacy fence picket, 3 screws, and 1 hole, and you got yourself a solar panel stand for your off-grid water system. That easy, that quick. I've said it 100 times. If you're going to build something temporary, then build it temporary. But if you're going to make it permanent, then make it permanent. This is temporary. You know, by that I mean like 5 years, not like building a huge, you know, lifetime structure for it. I'm just going to throw some caulking on the top of it because I do want it to still be removable. Put an awful lot, whatever. Hey, that'll work. Thank you, Willem, for an awesome kit here. If you want a kit like this, all of the stuff that we're using, there will be links in the description. You can go find them on Amazon. Just like that. Hey, it's perfect. I'm going to throw a little bit of duct tape on it just to keep it in place until the caulking dries. Like I say, I use caulking because I don't want it to be permanently affixed. And it's what I had on hand. I had a little tiny bit of caulking left. Use it, man. Why not? Now I want to hold it in place while it dries. We're going to take a little bit of duct tape here. Nothing special. Just trying to keep it still, and what little bit of wind will hit it here at the, you know, on the back side of the house. For this, one thing my wife's brought up 1,000 times. She talked about me doing a video and how my shirt will be all ripped up or something. She says, I can't believe you just honestly don't care. That could be one of my flaws. I don't know. I don't. I'm using duct tape. I don't see nothing wrong with it. And if you're trying to do this on the cheap, there ain't nothing wrong if you did it. So there we go. When we come back tomorrow, we'll be able to take the duct tape off because the caulking will be set. And right now, this solar panel's working. I mean, it's hard at work, but it ain't going nowhere. So from this point, we're going to head in the house and give this thing something to do. All right, so we're under the kitchen now. The first step is to mount us the mountain plate. Probably like that. Don't have to be beautiful, just has to be, you know, just has to exist. Alright, I'm thinking probably put our solar charger on this side and our pump on that one. We may go ahead and get our pump all set up. Where is it? Oh man, I left the pump up in the kitchen. So we got this little RV pump here. It draws 3.5 amps, which is perfect. The size battery that we have, there again, thank you, Willem, will power this the amount that we need, no problem at all. Wonderful. The really cool thing about this pump, alright, so there's two cool things about it. One, it's got a pressure switch. So it automatically cut on and it automatically cut off based on pressure. Now, the other thing, which I thought was awesome, with a little sediment filter. I thought that was one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. Little teeny tiny sediment filter. Now you got to make sure to put it on the right side. Alright, want him to point down. Just like that. There we go. Look at that. It's like it was perfectly designed for a tiny house. Teeny tiny little pump. Teeny tiny little filter. I love it. I think it's my favorite thing. Alright, the next step is we need, so this is some kind of a thread. Done forgot what that was. But the only thing I could find to connect it to was 1/2 inch pegs. Found a connector that goes straight from this to 1/2 inch pegs. So then we had to get a increaser to get it to go to 3/4 inch pegs that I use all around here. So we're going to put on those adapters, crimp on a little bit of 1/2 inch pegs, transition that to 3/4 inch pegs, and then run it up to the sink with a ball valve and some other fittings, and hey, we're going to have running water today. By God, I believe it. Today we're going to have water. Next thing we're going to bolt up here is this little solar charge controller. Came with that kit. Like I say, this is a great pump, and that kit is a great kit, man. Thank you to Ben for the pump, and Willem for the kit, and God for the water. If it's temporary, make it temporary. If it's permanent, make it permanent. Alright, so there we go. That's this. And the cool thing about PEX, real cool thing is, you can swivel it. You can swivel it all day long and it don't make a bit of difference. It won't leak. So with this here, she can go on that side of the sink. Hey, go on that side. I mean, it's just as useful as a, as a normal faucet. On, off, on, off. I mean, shoot, you can even turn this sucker all the way around and wash your face. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm just going to figure out some quick way, definitely not video worthy, to just keep this sucker right like that. And then we're going to go outside, cut on the water, and see what happens. Whew, fingers crossed. Here we go. Oh man, crack on the A. Oh, and it cut back off. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. I may replace this with a slightly longer one, so it's not quite so splashy, but dang. That's it. That is what is awesome about, hey, this type of life, about steeping the woods and choosing this path. Man, you wouldn't believe what, okay, no, you would believe. You've been along for the whole deal. You know exactly how hard it was to get this here. We had to go find water up in the woods. We had to dig it out. We had to cap the spring. We had to install water barrels, put a roof over them. Hey, you see that finger? That finger used to be straight, man. All to get water at the sink. And for some reason it's not wanting to drain too good. I don't know what that is. Either way, we'll deal with that later. Hey, I don't know, something. This right here was so worth it, man. There's nothing like the sense of pride you get from doing something 100%. 100%. Man, it's not draining super good, but whatever. We'll figure that out later, man. There you go. If you want to do this type of thing, this type of life, understand that it's not a millionaire's game. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Surely you can look at this and make it prettier somehow or more efficient somehow, so you can even do better than I do. That's why I'm here. That's what the project is. The project is showing you that you go out there and do it. Hey. Oh, that's so great, man. That's wonderful. Either way, if you enjoyed what you saw, hit that button. If you're new to the channel, hit that other button. You want to help support the channel, there are links below. Until next time, here, man, it's deep in the woods. Oh, P.S. I figured out why it wasn't draining. I left the stoppers in. I broke that one trying to get it out because it's really stuck in there. But hey, this one works, so whatever. We can start with this one, piddle on that one, and then bam, both sides of the sink will work. Wow!